Welcome back to the second episode of the Chit, Chat and Crochet podcast. So if you are tuning into my videos for the very first time, my name is Daphne. I crochet, I paint, I do lots and lots of crafty things. And this is my little corner of the internet where I show you what I've been making, tell you what I've been up to. I've wanted to start a podcast for a very, very, very long time. And I've had loads of ideas that have been floating around in my brain. And I thought, how great would it be if once a week we just have a check-in and we talk about what we've been making, what we've been up to, and a few other little things that we've just got going on in our heads. This is me officially announcing this podcast. So I'm thinking I'm going to be putting this up on Wednesday, and I'm going to be putting them up Wednesday about 6 o'clock. I'm thinking 6 is probably a good time. 6, half 6, 7, like around that time. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do them as a premiere episode. So that way we can actually have conversations in the chats and do it like a live stream. So we can talk to each other while it's happening. So that is what we're going to be doing with our Chit, Chat and Crochet podcast. And hopefully we can all just sit there with our crochet and just chit chat away. So today, what I'm going to be talking about is a few different things. I want to talk about the fact that the next goal that I want to do for this channel is I want to hit 5,000 subscribers. Like, that is absolutely insane that I'm even saying this out loud. Like, 5,000 subscribers. A few weeks ago, I hit 1,000, and in the space of about 3 weeks, I've nearly hit 1.5 at the moment where I'm filming this. I've got 3 more subscribers to get, and I've hit 1.5 thousand subscribers, which is absolutely crazy. I can't even imagine. If you'd said this to me last November, you are going to hit over 1,000 subscribers. Like, that's going to be crazy. Oh, Tilly's here. Let's say hi to Tilly. Hi, Tilly. For those of you who are just listening. Oh. You saying hi to everybody? The camera's over there. You say hi to everyone. We'll turn you around. Say hello. Tilly is my little dog. She is 14 in December, 14 this year. So we've got Tilly here with us. So for those of you who are just listening to the podcast, it is Tilly on my knee. She's come, she's saying hello to everyone. Getting her hair everywhere, aren't you, Baba? Oh, yes. Oh, I'm getting kisses. So this is what I want to do. I'll go back to the subscribers. 5,000 subscribers. That is what I want to hit this year. And it's such an amazing goal. An achievable goal. Yes, I'm going to say it. It's an achievable goal. Now, my birthday is on the 23rd of September, the autumn equinox. If I hit 5,000 subscribers by the 23rd of September, I am going to do a giveaway hamper. Now, I haven't quite got the hamper yet, ready as of yet. We're going to be adding to this throughout the year. So I'm thinking I'm probably going to put a beret in there. I might put a little taro wrap in there. I might put stickers, a little sort of like maybe a crochet hook set, and maybe obviously some wool. We've got to put some wool in there, haven't we, Tilly? So that is what I'm thinking, is I'm going to make this hamper up, and the winner, when we hit 5,000, I'll do a giveaway like I did for the 1,000. But yeah, have to hit it by the 23rd of September. So that is going to be something that I'll be updating you on in the podcasts. So I'm thinking, oh my goodness, Tilly, there's just somebody going past the house. I am so sorry. I'm so sorry, everyone. Tilly, quiet, calm. I know. She is a good guard dog. Apparently the other day, with the way our house is, she can actually go down the side of the house and you can see out to the road. And my husband could hear her going absolutely crazy. And when he went out, there was like a group of like young teenagers, like little teenage boys, kind of like all looking at her. And like every time she barked, like they'd run away and then come back. You're protecting us, aren't you? Protecting our house. These poor kids. So that's one thing that I'm going to be updating us all on as we are going. So that is what I'm thinking. Little hamper, maybe make the basket first and then we'll just start filling it. Another thing that I want to talk about on today's podcast is book club. So I have been suggesting now for a few weeks that we do book club. And what I've decided to do, what I'm thinking, is once a month on the podcast, what we're going to do is we're going to pick a book And then at the end of the month on the podcast, we're going to talk about the book. How exciting is that? I absolutely I love to read, but I listen on Audible. That's what I do. I listen to me audiobooks because that way, Tilly wants to go down. That way I can still do my crafting and I'm also listening to my books. So that is what I want to do. Now, my favorite author is Daphne du Maurier. I absolutely love Daphne du Maurier. Every time I see an old interview with this lady, I am just in awe of her. She is so strong. She is so just sort of self-assured and just seems to really know how to kind of carry herself. And every time I see it, there's a really great documentary from the 1970s, which is on YouTube. I'll link it at the bottom. And I think it's a BBC documentary. And they go to her house and she's kind of walking around. She's got a little Westie and she's so dismissive of her writing. And it's almost like she has this kind of attitude as why is everybody bothered? Why is everyone bothered about me? So the first time I found out about Daphne du Maurier is I was on holiday in Cornwall when I was about 22. And we'd all gone to the Jamaica Inn. And I had no idea what the Jamaica Inn was. I didn't know about who Daphne du Maurier was. I didn't know any of that. And then I was kind of walking around their gift shop, because I don't know whether you've ever been to the Jamaica Inn. It's a pub out on Bodmin Moor, and she wrote a book. She wrote a book about the Jamaica Inn. She stayed there, and it's this amazing novel. I think it's set in the sort of 1800s, I think, or the very early 1800s. It's all about smuggling, and it's dark, and it's cold, and it's hard, and it's just oh my gosh, it's such an amazing book. And so I was there and I was like, oh, there's a book written about the Jamaica Inn. And then we went to the museum, and the museum is basically half like Daphne du Maurier and half about smuggling. And it's so cool. I absolutely love the Jamaica Inn. And now it's become this site of pilgrimage to me, that every time I'm in Cornwall, I go to the Jamaica Inn. This first time that I was there, they had this table kind of in the center of the gift shop. And it was just stacked high with all these books by Daphne du Maurier. And this is one of the books. I have read this so many times. I absolutely love it. The thing that drew me in, well, first of all, you can obviously, Daphne du Maurier's the whole name is bigger than the title. But just this one name, Rebecca. And I was like, wow, who is Rebecca? And obviously you have these gates with this amazing amber blaze behind. And I was just so wow, what is this? What is that about? I'm going to read the back of the book. Last night, I dreamt I went to Mandalay again. That opening, this is how the book starts. It starts with this dream sequence. And I feel like if you're not taken in by the first page of Rebecca, you're probably not going to be taken in by the book. So I'm going to read this. So, working as a lady's companion, the heroine of Rebecca learns her place. Her future looks bleak until, on a trip to the south of France, she meets Max de Winter, a handsome widower whose sudden proposal of marriage takes her by surprise. She accepts, but whisked from the glamorous Monte Carlo to the ominous and brooding Mandalay, the new Mrs. de Winter finds Max a changed man, and the memory of his dead wife Rebecca is forever kept alive by the forbidding housekeeper, Mrs. Danvers. Not since Jane Eyre has a heroine faced such difficulty with the other woman. An international bestseller that has never gone out of print, Rebecca is the haunting story of a young girl consumed by love and the struggle to find her identity. I was like, whoa, that sounds interesting. That sounds super, super interesting. I love the fact that with this book, you never know. They called it, you see in that first line, as working as a lady's companion, and the heroine, she doesn't have a name. She's this extension of her husband, this young woman who's taken from a working class background into the world of landed gentry. And not only is she having to navigate all of that with sort of no background or understanding of what that means, she's also got this formidable presence of this woman that she can't ever live up to, because she's this amazing. I'm not going to give any more until we do book club. I love this book so much. I read it every single year, and it's a book that I feel like is a good place to start book club, because it's the book that I always recommend to people, and I'm always like, you should read this book. If you haven't read Rebecca, it should be like at the top of your list. I might do like a little dramatic reading of the first sort of like little paragraph. Last night I dreamt I went to Mandalay again. It seemed to me I stood by the iron gate leading to the drive, and for a while I could not enter, for the way was barred to me. There was a padlock and a chain upon the gate. I called in my dream to the lodge keeper, and had no answer, and peering closer through the rusted spokes of the gate, I saw the lodge was uninhabited. No smoke came from the chimney, and there's little lattice windows gaped forlorn. Then, like all dreamers, I was possessed of a sudden with a supernatural powers, and passed like a spirit through the barrier before me. Like, what? I need to know more. I need to know more. I need to know more. I am just so hyped to read this again and to read it with you. So first, what I would like, if you are interested in this, please comment below. Tell me, have you read Rebecca? Are you interested in Rebecca? Have I chose a good book? Have I chose a bad book? Let me know, because I'm very, very, very excited. So I'm thinking what we'll do is we will post this later in the month. It's the 9th of April today. So 7th of May is when I'm gonna do the episode all about this. So let's say 7 o'clock on Wednesday, the 9th of April. And what we will do is we'll do it as a premiere. So you'll get a notification the day before, and you'll get that whole kind of thing where you can see it's upcoming. And then what we can do is we can talk in the comment section. I'm hoping that if we really get into book club, then maybe we can do Zooms, and we can actually have like a conversation and have like a discussion group. But that would be something that I'd obviously have to develop and see if people are actually interested in doing that. I've never done a book club. I've never been to a book club. So I'll be honest with you, I don't know what I'm doing. I just like reading. I like reading while I'm crocheting. And I just think it might just be a fun thing to combine, you know, the book girlies along with the crochet girlies. Like, that's basically what I'm thinking. And I'm using girlies in the wider sense, not just like cisgendered women, like everybody's involved. Being the girlies is a vibe. So if you are like me and you listen to your audiobooks, or you want to listen to your audiobooks while you crochet, I've actually got a link down below in the video where you can sign up to Audible and you get 1 month credit free. Now that is a free credit whether you continue subscribing to Audible or whether you don't continue subscribing to Audible. That credit is yours. So if you want to join in with the book club and you want to review this book with me, you can go on there and get Rebecca for free with that Audible link that's down below. So that is book club. The next thing on the agenda, the things that I want to talk about, are the projects that I'm working on. So I've been working on making a pattern for the beret, and I finally got to the end of making the larger size beret. I am absolutely made up with this. It's so pretty. I just need to pull that cord through, just stitch it in, pull it through to kind of give it its little kind of like thing sticking out. Also, what's happened is it's kind of ruched up when I've been doing these sort of reductions. It's kind of got this bubbly thing going on, so I'm going to try and steam it out and see if it goes flat. But yeah, that should be fine. Finally, the colour came. Obviously, we all seen the short of how flat that wool was. What was that about? But in all fairness though, I'm so glad that they did that, because it fit through the letterbox. When it came, I was a bit like, wow, okay, that's really, really flat. Absolutely hilarious. I've never seen anything like it in my life. Never seen wool packaged like that. But now I had the wool, it came through the letterbox, it didn't get chucked over the shed or over the fence, so happy with that. Another thing that I've been working on is a crochet tarot wrap, and I'm doing this in a black DK with Home Bargains wool. So this black DK, if you're not from the UK, Home Bargains is like a giant discount store. They sell wool that's like £1.29. I don't know what the conversion is that for dollars, but like, you know, cheap wool. And I thought that's amazing. So I'm making The tarot that I have, it's like a witch tarot. It's called the Samhain tarot. Red loves going to the charity shop, and he was looking in the charity shop a few weeks ago when he found these tarot cards and thought, that's so pretty, I'm going to get that for Steph. And they come in this box and they have a little book, but I don't really like the box. I don't know what it is with the boxes with tarots. I just feel like they're just cardboard. It doesn't really, like, you know, kind of give anything for me. There's nothing really that special about the actual housing. And I thought I kind of want to honour these cards in a different way. So I thought I'll make this tarot wrap. So I'm making a tutorial on how to actually make these. My friend Liz got me this gorgeous mohair. It's just Hobie mohair, the Diablo, and it's in the shade copper, I think. It's so pretty. And how nice is it when it's worked up with that black DK? It just transforms the wool. It's so fab. I just absolutely love it. So I'm nearly done with that. I'm up to about 16 inches, but it needs to be 21. So I've got a few more rows that I need to crack on with getting that done. And then I will be getting that made up into a tutorial for you all. Now, the last project that I'm going to talk about that I've got on the go is this. So I mentioned this in the first podcast. I have had to remake this because when I showed you it last week, it was kind of sitting a little bit strange. So I took it all apart. And what I'm thinking is when I end up doing it like equal, so it's 120 stitches on the collar, and I was doing it 35, 35, 25, 25. And I felt like it was just like a little bit too big on the arms. And what I'm finding is I'm having to stitch along the bust line. I don't really want to do that. So I thought what I would do is I'd make the shoulders a little bit smaller. So it's 22, 22, 38, 38. And we'll see how we get with that. But I think that could work for me. Doing it in half double crochets in this James C. Brett wool that I got from a Modern Yarn. It's so nice. I just love how mottled it is. And genuinely, I know I keep saying it, I've just got this image of me around Halloween. Pair of skinny jeans, Doc Martens, little pumpkin spice latte, black nails. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. I'm very, very, very excited about it. Another project that I need to start thinking about is taking apart my Citrine Sunrise jumper. And it's really, really, really stressing me out. I got it out the wardrobe the other day and I feel like I'm throwing a funeral for my jumper. Every time I look at it, I'm like in mourning and I've not even taken it apart yet. But every time I put it on, I'm like, this is not working. It's way too kind of like baggy, like around the armpits. It's like really, really low. It doesn't fit well. So I need to take that apart. That's going to be a difficult one. Not just difficult emotionally, but difficult in the literal sense. It's Citrine Sunrise, it's jewel spun. It's not the easiest to frog. So that is something that is going to take a lot of attention and a lot of time. And I need to I think I need to G myself up to doing that one. I think that one's going to be a stressful one. I think what I might do is probably take it apart, have the wool there, and then I'll probably sit on it for a while and then be like, okay, I shall return. Whether I'll remake a jumper, I might make something else that might be better for my mental health. Talking about mental health, I do want to talk a little bit about that today because I've been having a little bit of a dip with my mental health recently. So I started having a bit of a dip back in February with my anxiety, and since then I've had it under control where I'm going out and I'm functioning like a normal human being, but it is still kind of bubbling at the surface. And I just wanted to say thank you really to every single person that tunes into my videos, comments on my videos, engages in really lovely conversations about crafting and crochet, because genuinely that helps me so much. Having something like this, even if like one person was watching, it gives me something to work towards and it keeps like my brain active. And genuinely, I just want to say thank you again for the bottom of my heart for tuning in and, you know, watching me do all of this stuff. It's great. I want to talk about Mother's Day as well, because this is kind of where some of my mental health dip kind of happened. And I feel like it's a good example of when you turn something like around. So that weekend of Mother's Day, I was in work on the Saturday And then Mother's Day, our plan was to go for a walk, go down to the pub, and we're going to have a cheese board, and it was going to be lovely. And that's like a lovely thing that I love to do with my husband and my little boy. And I don't really do well when plans change. I'm not really good with that. I'm actually going for, in the middle of going for an ADHD, an autism test. So I'm on the sort of wait list for that to happen. And I think, the more research you do, I think I've done a very, very good job of masking some of those neurospicy traits, shall we say. I think since having a child, I think I'm doing a less good job of maybe masking some of those things. And sometimes I think that maybe the intense anxiety that I get is a kind of symptom from maybe having like ADHD, like undiagnosed ADHD. So that is something that I'm going through. It's going to be a long process. I've been on the wait list for quite a while now. And again, it's not like, it won't change anything about who I am, what I'm doing. I think I just want that diagnosis to kind of understand and see if this is the reason why I've had these kind of mental health kind of blips all my life. So that'll be interesting if I when that actually happens. But Mother's Day, what happened? So the Saturday I was out doing my tours. If you don't know, I am a tour guide. And I was doing tours around the docks on Saturday, and it was a very cold day. It was very, very windy. And when you're doing those tours, you do a lot of steps. And I love my job. I love it so much. I love especially when I do the Liverpool history tours, because you're out and about and walking. It's not like an office job. You get your steps in, you're out and about, you're in the fresh air, you're seeing these like tangible things that you can point and talk about, which is absolutely amazing. And it's genuinely like, especially the last tour on the Saturday, that I absolutely love, because the energy is always there, because everyone's like, woo, it's the weekend, and it's such a fun thing to do. So usually on the Saturday, I'm quite knackered, because I think because I want to do such a good job and because I'm so passionate about it, I throw everything I have into it. And on Saturday, it started to rain as well. So not only was I like kind of frozen from like the wind down at the docks, I was also like a little bit damp as well. So I was a bit like, oh, by the time I got home, I was like, oh, feeling a bit knackered. Another big part of my life is helping care for my grandmother. So my dad's mum, she lives with my mum and dad, and she's got quite advanced dementia. My grandmother and my granddad, before he passed away, lived with us our entire life, like my whole life. They retired. They were going to buy where my family had moved to, and instead of just buying a house, they moved in and they extended the house that they had. And we've always had that presence of grandparents on both sides of my family, actually, grandparents living with the children. That is just something, whether it's an Irish Catholic thing, I don't know, but that is my family thing on both sides. So my grandmother, because obviously her dementia is getting quite bad, it's getting harder and harder for my mum and dad. So when they want to go out, I do respite. So I'll go and I stay there and I look after my nan. It's 50-50 whether she's going to be okay, whether we're going to have like a nice calm night or whether we're going to have an active night. And without going into sort of too much info, Saturday was quite active. Saturday was quite an active night. So by the time Sunday came around, I was still awake at 3:30. I was absolutely knackered by the time I woke up on the Sunday. I always wake up at the same time. I wake up at 6:30 because I'm so frightened, because I'm in my routine of getting up and going into Liverpool every day, that I get up at 6:30 and I do my things, and it's the same. I don't really lie in. It's like makes me like stressed out. So again, it's all like routine, and when a routine gets broken or if a plan changes, it affects my mental health. So I just had this like bit of like a little bit of a breakdown on Sunday, because I had to change the plan, because I was like, I need to like try to, I need to rest. I know I need to rest. Otherwise going into the tours for the rest of the week is going to be absolutely horrendous. I need to recuperate. I don't want to go and do like a really long walk, be knackered. And I wasn't feeling too well either, to be honest with you. I think it's because of the stress that I got that stressed out that I got really nauseous. So we just had a family day. So I had like a little blip, I had a little anxiety, I took a propanolol, everything was fine. We played this amazing board game called Dwarf Romantic, and that like really centered me and just made me feel so happy, because Jackson's getting to a point now where he's understanding how to play games, which is so much fun. Dwarf Romantic is a tile game. Let me get it. This is Dwarf Romantic. It's so much fun. You can actually play this by yourself. It's a cooperative game. You can kind of see the tiles on the back. I love tile games. Like, I absolutely love them. Another one of my favourites is Carcassonne. If you've never played Carcassonne, I highly, highly recommend it. That is a competitive game. You build castles and then you like score like your castles, and there's different add-ons that you can get. Jackson really understands that, which is just, it's so much fun. And like when me and Red decided to start a family, one of the things that we really kind of looked forward to was like having like Friday night game night, and be like, oh my gosh, like when Jackson gets older and we can have like Friday night game night, we can get pizza. And we actually did that for the first time last Friday. We ordered a pizza and we played Dwarf Romantic, and it was so much fun. And I just kind of felt like it was all coming together. So I think, again, it was just having that like self-reflection of being like, it's okay for the plan to change. Like, that's absolutely fine. That, you know, take a propanolol, do something that's positive, and be thankful. And those kind of things like really kind of centered me and kind of brought me back. So yeah, I just wanted to talk about that, because I feel like, you know, sometimes like on YouTube, people give this kind of false kind of thing of what's actually happening in their life. And you might see me being like, wow, look at her crafting all these things and she's doing amazing. I'm like, yeah, I do all those things, but I'm also, you know, an anxious wreck half of the time. And, you know, I love to talk, like my job is public speaking, and it does take it out of me. I do have to. It's something that really drives me, and it's something that I absolutely love, and it's a huge part of my life, and a huge part of my life that I'm so proud of. But then also I have to do that self-care, because I know how I react to situations, and sometimes when I've spoken all day for people, sometimes I just need to have some quiet time, and that's where the crochet comes in. So a few other things that I want to talk about as well. I want to talk about the YouTubers that I'm watching at the moment. So what I want this podcast to be, and the structure of the podcast every week, is number one, I'm going to talk about things that I am working on, crochet and all that kind of thing. Really what I wanted to do today was I wanted to sit and actually crochet, but I'm feeling a little bit too manic, and because I'm excited and I'm announcing the podcast, I thought I'll just focus on that. So what I want to focus on for the podcast is I want to talk about things that I'm working on. I want to talk about things that I'm watching, things that I'm listening to, and I want to talk about things that I'm watching on YouTube. And I thought maybe every week I'd mention a video or a creator that has inspired me and that I think that you might like. So there's two creators that I'm going to talk about this week. And the first one is Camping and Crochet. I'm going to just lean to the side because I'm going to put her channel here. I'm also going to link their details down in the notes. So Charlotte from Camping and Crochet, she started watching my channel before I hit the 1,000, and we just vibed, and we sent each other little messages on like Instagram, and I absolutely love her. She's got amazing energy. She makes amigurumi. We've had a very long conversation about amigurumi because, like, number one, are we saying it correctly? We don't know. We say it to the point where it doesn't make it, the word loses all meaning, because you say it so many times and you just don't know whether you're saying it correctly anymore. I cannot do, and I do not like amigurumi. I think to look at, absolutely amazing. I'm talking about the process. The process of making amigurumi stresses me out so much. Oh my goodness. But she's so good at it, and she does it mosaic crochet as well. In her videos, she has this absolutely amazing witch mosaic in the back. Oh my god, it's stunning. Like, it's actually stunning. So she has like a bit of like a spooky vibe. She's like really, really cool. And yeah, she talks about crochet, and she their last video, she actually talked about going to a festival down in London. So really, really cool. Go and check her channel out. And another creator that I want to talk about is Jam of All Crafts. Oh my gosh. I love Jam of All Crafts. I love the fact that when I get a comment of Gem of All Crafts, they haven't made it to the end of my video, they have commented already. And I love that so much. It makes me laugh. Oh my gosh, because I'm like that as well. Like, I'm like, if I see something, like, I need to say this now, I need to get it out, I need to just write this message, and I'll end up with like 2 or 3 comments off her, and I just love it. I love her so much. But she's got her own channel, and I watched one of her videos for the first time the other day, and oh, it was such a cool podcast. And in the end, I was like, I'm going to just start sending her like loads of messages, because I sent her first a message about, she was wearing this really cool like Lucy and Yak. Obviously I love Lucy and Yak. This fab like brown cord jacket. So stunning. And then I was like, right, no, I need to write a note. So I was just like taking notes and crocheting like while I was watching her video, and then I just like posted like a big comment, because she went through so many different things, all these different projects that she's done. And I really love the colour palette that she chooses. Like, they're not coloured palettes, like the way she's put the colours together, and not normally things that I would gravitate towards. And this is why I think is so important about watching other people's processes, because when you look at the way other people work, it inspires you and then affects your kind of creative process. So really, really interesting. So both of their channels I put in the notes section of this video. So go and give them a little like, go and check them out. They are absolutely amazing. The last thing that I'm going to talk about on today's podcast is Patreon. If you haven't noticed, I have started a Patreon, which I've linked down below. So the Patreon is free. I'm not going to be charging for it. Not charging for it anytime soon. Maybe in the future, like well in the future, like years in the future, I might put different things on. But I am not a pattern creator. Listen, all these things that I make, I am not a pattern writer. So I will share with you all my workings out, my crochet journal, so photographs, things that are like behind the scenes. This is what I'm going to be putting over there on Patreon. So behind the scenes photographs, I'm going to do, if we can do polls, I don't know whether you can do that on Patreon. I still haven't quite figured it out, because I was looking at doing a blog. That's what I was looking at doing first. And then I was looking into those options. And I always find, I think I've mentioned this before in a previous video, the interface on half of these websites are not user-friendly. You end up with like loads of adverts and you're scrolling through all these apps, and I don't want that. I don't want that for you. I want just like you to have this place where you can go on, where I put the link to the YouTube video, and then I put anything like behind the scenes. So on there at the moment, I'm making a temperature blanket, and I'm doing like little updates to show you where I'm up to with the temperature blanket each month. I don't want to put that on the main channel, because on this main channel next year, I'm going to make a huge video streaming them all together. And then I'm going to upload that next January, so you can see it like a full video from start to finish, the whole project coming through. But if you do want to see it beforehand, each month a little 5-minute video of where I'm up to with the temperature blanket, which I think is quite fun if you're making a temperature blanket, and then it's like we're sharing like the processes we're going. So that's over there on the Patreon. I'm also going to be showing like different things, like books that I'm reading, books that are going to be like ideas for videos that are coming up. I bought this amazing book. Actually, I don't even care. I'm going to go get it now. So this is the book that I got. Look at the back. Oh my gosh. Right. So I am not going to be doing cross stitch. What I thought I'd do, so I took a big risk with this. It popped up on my Pinterest. I love Pinterest. Does anyone else love Pinterest? Oh, I love Pinterest. And it popped up because I was looking at whimsy goth kind of stuff. Is anyone else a whimsy goth girl? Me. And I saw it and thought, oh, I wonder if I could translate some of those patterns into doing like tapestry work. So I'm going to bring this up right. Where are we? Okay, Libra. How fabulous. Could I transfer this into making it into a tapestry pattern? Probably. So, oh gosh, all things are dropping out the book. So that is basically something that I'm going to be doing for a future video. So that is over on my Patreon. I just sort of like put a little photograph of it and said like, you know, this is what I've got coming up. Like, what do you think? So basically Patreon is a place where I'm just putting stuff to share with you. So there's extra videos on there that are YouTube videos that are unlisted. So you can only get those videos if you subscribe to the Patreon, and it's free. It's completely free. So I hope that you've enjoyed today's podcast. We've waffled about loads of random things and I've actually not done any crochet. So for the crochet and the Chit Chat and Crochet podcast, it's not really been much crochet, but we're talking about loads of things. I want this channel to just be amazing crochet, crafting, all sorts of stuff. So I really, really hope that you've enjoyed this video. If you are not subscribed, we're trying to hit 5,000 subscribers this year by the 23rd of September, and you will be entered into a draw for a hamper that I'm going to put together. If you've liked this video, give us a subscribe, give us a like, and I will see you either in the next podcast next Wednesday, or I will see you on Sunday where we do our crochet update videos.